With 2.4, our favorite map, DeSalle, is back in Hunt Showdown with a new look. I thought instead of doing the normal patch summary like every other content creator, I'm gonna give you guys a detailed look at DeSalle. In the background you see the Fool's Hideout, by the way, which is just like the circus during the Post Malone event, and it is a point of interest to get all your event related items and perks. It has different spawn locations every single match to keep things interesting. In this video I will show you guys all the major compound changes first, with my thoughts on them and how they will impact the game from my point of view. Pelican Prison will be at the very end of the first chapter of this video, because we will be walking through the entire compound, since it has gotten basically a full-on rework from scratch. Then I will leave you guys with some Hunt Showdown ASMR and you guys can check out every compound by yourself. Chapters will be marked so everyone gets to see their favorite compound in the new engine. And let me tell you, DeSalle is an absolute beauty, even more than it was before. But let's look at the biggest changes to DeSalle. Fort Bolden has gotten a new satellite building, or at least that is how the devs like to call it. It's this big red building here. I think this building will be the new main building to start a boss layer siege from. It provides great cover, gives you easy access between both floors. You will want to control this building as much as possible and plan your attacks from here. They also added a new crouch entrance like you see here and a broken wall entrance on the same side, so expect much more action around this area. These changes basically blew a big hole in the defenses Fort Bolden offered and will mix up the compound dynamics quite a bit. On top of that, the mine entrance to the basement and the elevator got a new look, which looks fantastic. And there's also this new vault entrance on the northern wall, which is a great change, and another way they made the compound less of a fortress and easier to attack. Overall, I love these changes a lot. The next compound we are taking a look at is Shipyard. Shipyard did not get as many reworks as Fort Bolden, but has gotten a new catwalk on the east side of the building, which allows a lot of different ways and attack strategies to siege the boss layer. And in my opinion will have a significant impact on how this entire compound will be played from now on. I love this change a lot. It's another big W for DeSalle, since on the old version fights around this compound could get a little awkward and end up in really long stalemates of people not wanting to make a move. This catwalk will change that drastically. The next compound is Quarry. Quarry didn't get as many reworks, but the outside building here got changed quite a bit. The ladder is still the same, you can still go in the basement, but once you go to the top part, like you can see here, they changed up the insides quite a bit. First of all, we got that little peek hole, from which you can look at the boss layer, the upper balcony to get pics from. And like you can see, the roof is much more accessible. Apart from that, the compound didn't get as many changes, but you can check it out yourself later in the video. Okay, now we are taking a look at Ashcreek Lumber. The first major change this compound got is a new way to enter the building from the south side. Like you can see, we no longer have to climb a ladder to gain roof access, but can just use these wooden piles to get access to the side windows. They also moved ladders on the northern ramp to give quick access to the back sliding door, which will allow for some sneaky lightfoot plays and gives this area much more attention overall, especially in comparison to the old engine. Overall, they made it easier to siege the boss layer, which I think is always a great change. Less stalemates, more aggressive plays, will feel much more rewarding. Fishery hasn't gotten a lot of changes, except that the pipes on the front side of the layer have been lowered to provide more vision to the player and are easier to be accessed and used for rotations. On top of that, the runes on the Pelican prison site have been moved to give better possibilities to attack the layer from. Overall, good changes, nothing drastically, but in my opinion, Fishery was always a good compound and didn't need drastic changes. Okay, now we're taking a look at Whityyy Stonemill. This compound hasn't gotten a lot of changes, honestly almost none, but the insides of the layer have been slightly adjusted, the metal grid in the middle has been removed and replaced with a hole in the ground, and stuff has been shifted a little bit on the inside. Apart from that, the compound is basically the same, with a few graphical updates, but that's it. Let's take a look at Moses Poultry. Poultry was actually changed quite a bit. Like you can see here, on the west side of the building, they added a bunch of haystacks, moved stuff around, and like you can see here, on my right side, they added a new quote-unquote satellite building to provide more cover to the attackers. Like you can see here, a bunch of cool angles have been created to make it easier to siege the layer. Before it was kinda awkward to attack from the side, but with this new building, more possibilities have been provided for the attackers to get creative. It's honestly a great addition, and like you can see here, this building will be very useful to get close to the layer from and provides a lot of cover. On top of that, they added a little wooden ramp on the roof side here to make it easier to shift in between the floors. Also, it is worth mentioning that the wooden boards have gotten quite a few angles, which I would check out and put some time into investigating. I'll show you guys just a few here. Like you can see, sitting inside the boss layer on DeSalle with this update won't be as easy as it used to be. For example, this metal grid here provides great vision inside the layer, and you can even throw grenades in quite easily. Okay, now we're taking a look at King Snake Mine. King Snake Mine has gotten quite a few changes. This little vote spot here is just one of them. Especially on the inside of the layer, like you can see here, the old wooden slider has been replaced with a metal sliding door, which will make this side much harder to attack. On top of that, we got a little crouch hole adjustment, and the metal slider on the back entrance is now a wooden sliding door. I think those are like very small changes, but they will completely throw over the compound dynamic. This wooden slider on the back will make it much easier to attack. Also, like you can see here, it is much easier to get into the crouch hole from the outside. In my opinion, the fights are gonna happen around the back sliding door and the front porch. Let's take a look at Coal Company. Coal Company got a few changes. Small changes, but they will do a lot. Like you can see here, we got this big outer wooden staircase. On top of that, another sliding door has been added on the east side of the building to give easier access to the bottom floor area, which makes it almost impossible to defend it. Apart from that, all the old doors are still there. The barricaded door, the double slider, the barricaded door on the other side. And like you can see here, this wooden ramp will make it so much easier to attack the building. Overall, like you can see the red line going through all the compound reworks, they will make it much harder to sit inside the layer. You have to be much more proactive to defend boss layers on DeSalle. On top of that, again, a metal slider has been removed this time. This back door is now easily accessible. On top of that, they added this little pipe segment here, which is easily accessible by jumping and gives you another entrance to the layer. Just a few changes have been made to this compound, but it changes Coal Company up quite a bit. I guess it's also worth mentioning, Vomus's tractor is still there. Fuck that guy. Okay, now we get to Pearl Plantation. Pearl Plantation is one of the compounds with Pelican Prison that got the most changes. First of all the buildings on the heritage side have been moved to be easier accessible and provide more angles to attack the layer from. Like you can see here, you can get easily on the rooftops. But also, if you look to my left, they have added a ladder to that building. I believe that is new, which provides another angle. And the building on the right is still accessible. They have added a new ramp on the front side, or moved the ramp to the front side. Added this big labyrinth side on the Ashcreek side of the compound, which used to be quite a hassle to attack from. But now, like you can see here, a lot of cover possibilities. It's not hard cover, but it blocks vision and will make it much easier to attack from. On the east side of the building, the ramp has been removed and replaced with a ladder. I feel like we could have kept the ramp, but I don't mind it. The compound will be played different from now on. And honestly, it's not that easy to defend, and with Lightfoot will be an easy access point to the top floor. Apart from that, the outer railing is pretty much the same. They cleaned up the insides a little bit when you're looking through windows, which gives you a much better view inside the building. On top of that, like you can see, the interior in the lobby area has been completely reworked. The front balcony area is no longer accessible from the inside. Like you can see here, all the windows are barricaded. So if defenders wanna defend the outer railing, they have to be on the outside of the layer. The inside lobby was basically fully blown up and got in a little interior rework. Again, I think you will have to be very proactive to defend the boss layer. On top of that, the insides of the layer have been reworked slightly to make things look a little bit more open, a little bit more clear, and make it easier to fight in. Overall, I think Plantation got a lot of good reworks. We will have to see how it plays out when we actually do get to play, but I think we can all agree Plantation was one of the compounds that desperately needed a rework. Most people disliked this compound on DeSalle the most, because it was really awkward to attack and defend from. And at the very least, no matter how this rework turns out, when we actually do experience it ourselves, it got reworked quite a bit and it will be very different. Okay, now we're getting to Pelican Prison, which is honestly the staple of DeSalle. It's the compound everybody thinks of when thinking of DeSalle, and it's also the compound that got the most reworks. I honestly want to claim, apart from the main building, the way it looks from the outside, this compound is completely reworked and will not be played the same way ever again. We're gonna start on the tower side, the outer court area of the layer, or the boss compound. Like you can see here, the entire ramp complex has been reworked, much more vision, much more open. The big tree here in the middle has been removed. The sniper tower is still here, but apart from that, everything else has changed. I do believe attacking from this side will be much easier from now on, and also much harder to defend at the same time. You have so many more possibilities, like you can see here. All the ladders, all the ramps, all the possibilities to attack from. It will be an absolute blast to experience prison ourselves in actual full-on server fights. You can take this ladder here, like you can see, but at the same time you can also walk up on the side, vault up, you can go on the outside, take the normal roadway. You have another ladder here, you can walk around it on the outside. It will be very hard for the defenders to predict where the attackers are coming from. Beforehand, it was quite easy when you were in that little outside tower area to determine, are they coming up the fishery ramp or are they coming from the sister estate. Now, defending this area will be quite different and you have so many possibilities to do it from. On top of that, another satellite building has been added. Seems to be a common thing that the developers do like, but I actually really welcome it. And the side of the prison boss layer has been blown into pieces to give even more access point to the compound. On top of that, we have another plateau here with the new satellite building. Satellite building on the inside is not very eventful, but provides great cover to fall back to, heal up from, and maybe make a plan how to attack the layer from. On top of that, there's a ladder to give easy roof access, and I can totally see that this roof here will be one of the major attacking points for Pelican Prison. Like you can see here, with a broken wall on the layer side, it gives great vision inside the boss layer and great possibilities to cover your teammates from while they're pushing. Also, there's an easy ramp here on the backside, so you can always go up and down without ever being contested, and it's gonna make it incredibly hard to defend the boss layer in general. Also, this little walkway has been remained, which is kinda nice, because it's like one of the cool little hiding spots that the old map used to have, and I'm glad they didn't remove it. The staircase in Pelican Prison has remained the same, but that is not a bad thing. But let me tell you, apart from the little tower area, everything else has significantly changed. Like you can see here on the right, we have a huge brick wall which blocks vision and gives much easier ways to attack from. Makes it much easier to get close to the building. You can go up here, challenge the top door entrance. You have a little side building here that gives direct access to an elevator area, which is brand new and actually pretty cool to use. And like you can see, they even blew a hole into the bottom corner. I think we all remember that corner to be something really hard to defend, really hard to attack from, very awkward when people hide inside. That no longer is the case. And even the outside metal staircase has been moved to make it even harder to defend. The inside here looks kinda the same. We still have a little like aim map, top floor scenario going on here, which I'm sure will see a lot of play. But apart from that, the insides of the prison have been changed drastically. Especially, like I said already, this little corner part here is completely different now and much easier to attack from. We will no longer have the awkward fight on the little corner here that I think we agree most people disliked, and have clear access to the layer. Overall, I think you can see the red line of being proactive to defend both layers on DeSalle has been quite established here. The catwalk on this side has also been changed quite a lot, and for anyone wondering, yes, the vote attack route is still possible. Overall, I think Pelican Prison got quite the rework, will be played completely different from now on, and I do not think that is a bad thing. I'm really looking forward to experiencing prison fights against multiple teams at the same time and see how people use the new possibilities given to them. But that was it with my sharing thoughts process. Overall, like I said many times already, you can see the compounds that did get reworks were changed in a way to make them harder to defend and easier to attack, aka making proactive gameplay much more rewarding. But enough with the yapping. If you guys want to see all the other compounds, I have them lined up right here. And enjoy the little bit of Hand Showdown ASMR. Chapters are provided at the bottom, so just skip through the compounds you do want to see, and I'll talk to you guys next time.